Welcome back, Truth Seeker. We are going to be having another debate today, and I'm going to wait until the debate contestant is here. And I've told him he can have the opening statement, but he represents a popular opinion about my work. A lot of people think I am a JEWISH apologist. A lot of people have accused me of being a JEWISH shill, or I've even been accused of being a Mossad agent. Um, he has not made any of those accusations, but he is of the opinion that it is the JEWISH that have destroyed society and are controlling society and manipulating society and essentially holding humanity down. And this is a widely shared opinion. And a major thing that makes a lot of people think it's true is the fact that if you hold this opinion, you will surely be censored and deleted on social media. And again, things like the ADL, which I don't think are controlled by JEWISH people. They advocate for these things, and it doesn't look good in America that certain groups are given privileges and favoritism. But part of what I'll be arguing is why I think that group is almost used like a shield, almost like a pinata by those who are actually controlling. And just looking at what the ADL actually is to even prove that point. But I don't want to get too far into it. I want them to get here and be able to give their opening statement. And again, for people who've been around long enough, you know that when I first started looking at the facts, I was more on the trail that it did seem like it was the JEWISH people that were to blame. And there aren't really any innocent parties in this subject. But after years of more careful research, I feel like I got on the actual serial killer's trail, if you would. And it's just like when you go to solve a crime or a murder, there might be a lot of clues pointing in a certain direction initially, but they might be misleading clues. And there might be somebody that even framed that person, a more clever, sinister person. So we are going to have the debate here, but I have to wait for the guests to hop on. They did say they are going to hop on. We just talked on another stream, and I did drop the link for them to join and made it the pinned comment, but I'll drop it again in the chat in case they are here and looking for the way to join up. I'll interact with the chat until we get here. Somebody says, "Where is Rambo?" Rambo is doing his work exclusively on his Patreon. I feel like it would be better if he did do some stuff publicly, even to promote himself. But Rambo has a loyal following from his years of doing TFR, and Rambo can do what he wants. The last time I talked to Rambo, he said part of the reason he was keeping a low profile is because he was being harassed in New York by people who didn't like what he was doing. And I'm sure that is true. A lot of people in that city, I've dealt with harassment living in a lot smaller towns than New York. So, if you're interested in Rambo, he's got the Patreon page, the Truth Codes, the same one that we used to promote when he'd come on TFR. The Truth Codes. Just the person who's going to come on here and say it's it's JEWISH people that are ruining the world. There's bad people in every group. You guys might remember Joey. I used to bring Joey on TFR. Joey claimed to have had dinner with Tupac, and he would tell that story. Joey would always beg to come on TFR, beg. And I'd say to him, I'd say, "Listen, man, you can come on, but I can't do like half-hour segments every week with you like I do with Rambo." I gave Rambo that privilege because he was always a fan favorite. But I brought Joey on a lot, and I let him promote himself and his Instagram page. And all I ever did was help out Joey. I didn't help him out as much as Rambo, but I don't know if you guys know, but for like 3 years now, Joey's been bashing me and attacking me and saying I'm a shill and his work's better than mine, which is totally laughable. Joey's the kind of guy that sees a YouTube video recording glitch and says that's proof that somebody's a shapeshifter. It's kind of, and he was like that anyway, but there were things that people liked about Joey because they found him to be funny. But Joey is one of these JEWISH people. And yesterday he left this long false comment And I responded back. I said, dude, how many lies can you tell in it, you fat slob? And this morning I wake up and Joey or somebody filed a complaint. So I get a letter from YouTube that my comment was removed for cyberbullying. And any more comments like that could result in the deletion of the channel. And see, this is what I hate about censoring speech. It's like his long BS comment was nothing but lies. And see, that's okay. You can just leave a long, false, misleading comment. And if somebody calls you back a fat slob, then you're the bad guy. And the thing is, Joey is a fat slob. So, yeah, and Joey, just another weird kind of guy too. You know, I used to talk to him privately, and just some of the things he would say, I just wouldn't even say anything back. Like Joey, the kind of guy that'll ask you like, hey man, how big is your dick? My dick's pretty big. You got a big dick too? It's like, I don't want to talk about how big our dicks are, Joey. God, weirdo. But anyway, it's just, you know, there's a reason that's a lot of people, you know, there's a reason. It's not arbitrary that a guy came out of nowhere with a tiny mustache and wanted to throw these people in ovens. Again, there's people like Joey in the world. You know, Joey's a scumbag. And the real reason Joey's butthurt is, you guys might recall that Larry Johnson of the Chiefs, you might recall how he came on TFR and we did the interview. That was just before Super Bowl 54. Again, he came on, did a nice interview, got some interesting information out of him. Larry Johnson said in that live stream that I'd inspired him to start his own podcast, which he now does. And Larry Johnson, the former, you know, NFL leading rusher, now does Gematria podcast. He did an episode maybe a couple years ago saying he was invited to this weird NFL event that he didn't trust, and he did the decode on it, and he saw how it had the kill numbers on it. Who knows? Maybe we saved Larry Johnson's life, but that's the way he felt. He's like, I didn't go to that. No, I asked him out of nowhere, and it had all the bad numbers on it. So again, we know that our knowledge has spread to at least one former NFL star, and he has helped promote the knowledge. But anyway, the reason I'm bringing this up is, out of that, Joey also being on the show, Joey connected with Larry Johnson and got to do a podcast with Larry Johnson. And if you guys ever saw that, Joey kept interrupting Larry Johnson and talking over him and just asking him just stupid questions. And you could tell that Larry Johnson was getting annoyed. And then the next show that Larry Johnson did, he's like, well, sorry about that last podcast, guys. I'm never going to interact with that guy again. And I said to Joey, I said, dude, like, what was that all about? I mean, why were you interrupting him? I said, just being associated with our community, he might never do another interview with us again the way you conducted yourself. And then he responded back like, oh, shut up, man. My interview was even better than yours. Like, dude, I wasn't rude to I mean, like, seriously, who is you have a star NFL player on and you can't let him finish a sentence? So anyway, you know, Joey's one of these people. And again, I mean, you look at a guy like Joey, it's like, okay, you begged me to come on my show. I promoted you. The only thing I ever did was criticize you for the way you handled your interview with Larry Johnson. And ever since then, you've been a scumbag. Again, you're the reason why so many people hate your group. You're a perfect example of why. You're also a perfect example of why, you know, there's a lot of texts written by that same group of people who claim to be the most intelligent people on earth. And then, you know, there are intelligent people in that group, but Joey's also an example that by default, it doesn't make you an automatic genius. So yeah, I'm waiting for our guest. He said he was going to hop right on. He said he was coming right over. So I don't know what the delay is here. He does know how to use StreamYard. He uses it on the other channel. He knew exactly where the location was. Part of the reason I also wanted to bring this gentleman on is he's a disciple of Adam Green of No More News and his old cohort, Handsome Truth. And of course, they had a falling out, I want to say, back in 2018. They both kept doing their own thing where they both blame JEWISH people for everything. But you could say that Adam Green has a little bit more tact. No More News is, hey, you know what's weird? Or not No More News, but Handsome Truth is like spiraled out into a full-on, just bona fide, horrible racist. Yeah, but anyway, he said he was come over to debate, so we'll continue to wait. Again, about Adam Green. He did it's weird because he blames everything on Israel. In 2018, he took a trip over to Israel and spent a week over there. And when he got back, he asked to do an interview with me, and that interview lasted for not even 24 full hours on his channel. I believe it's the only interview he's done to date where he self-removed it from his channel. And Handsome Truth used to debate me back then too. He also does not want to debate anymore. And recently, Adam Green did debate Johnny Cerrucci, and Johnny could have done a lot better in that debate. He allowed Adam Green to trigger him by Adam Green making fun of his religious stance. And yeah, the debate kind of spiraled out from there. And the host of that debate said if anybody else would like to debate Adam Green on this topic of Jesuits versus Zionists, step right up. And I did step up, and the debate host got back to me after a week and said, Adam Green does not want to debate you. And by the way, the host of that debate was Jesuit-educated Jeranism. But, yeah, so anyway, I'm hoping this guy does come on who's a student of both of these people and echoes their talking points. And yeah, he said he was going to be right over here. I told him I was firing it up right now. I said, check over there in 2 minutes. The stream's going to be ready. It was up in 2 minutes, and we're just sitting back waiting right now. Yeah, he might flake out. He might flake out. But I didn't know who this gentleman was. Again, I came across him through CT's panel. Him and I have interacted a few times since I started going on his show occasionally in November. And he was very familiar with me. And yeah, he does seem like a worthy person of having a debate against. He can articulate his points. He's not super crude when he talks. I actually thought it was going to be a good debate, and it might still very well be, but I don't know where he is. I don't know where he is. He's competent on the computer, and like I said, I know he knows how to use StreamYard. The link's dropped here. I'll drop it one more time. If you're out there of Aaron C's former U.S. military, and he's very opposed to the Uish people. And my guess is he's had some interactions with some people like Joey in his lifetime. And again, something that annoyed me is I had a couple Jewish friends when I first found out about this research, and they turned into the biggest haters I knew. They just turned into the biggest haters ever. They were the maddest about me talking about this and sharing about it. And yeah. So of Aaron C, we're waiting for you, buddy. Yeah, and CT was trying to get me to do the debate on there this morning, and no, I'm not going to debate on there. He's going to be bringing on people interrupting. No, I'm not doing the debate on your channel. And by the way, Mr. Andrew, he did float the debate as Monday being an availability. He said something might have come up for Monday, so he's trying to figure out for sure if he can do it this coming Monday. We still don't have a confirmation on that. If not, unless he flakes all the way out, we will get a date because he did give about 3 or 4 dates right after February 24th up through March 1st. So the debate should not be too far off, unless maybe he was watching the strategic debate and he heard about what we're going to do, and he realized he's about to take a certain L. You just never know. He claims to be the undefeated debater. That's how a lot of his audience sees him, the guy who never loses a debate. He's gonna, and that's the thing too, though. You got these groupies that follow you. They'll think that you can do no wrong and everything you do is right. And I mean, it's like that way for anybody. I'm sure you go on Jim Bob's debate channel. He made it members only, so you can't see what the public statements are. But I'm sure his audience just thought he just cleaned up the other night, which, I mean, you'd have to be brain dead to think that was the case. And honestly, I don't think I did that great in the Jim Bob debate because it's hard when you're just being interrupted. And the reason I didn't think it was that great is because there was a bunch of things that I meant to say right off the top that I didn't even get to due to all the interruptions. But yeah, when we debate Andrew, it'll be a lot more structured. and I'll be targeting the usefulness of the knowledge as a Christian, because it teaches you, right, in Revelation 13, if you have wisdom, you know how to calculate the number. I don't know if our guy skipped out here. He said he was coming on. He was ready to debate. I mean, it shouldn't take this long. He said he'd be right over. Hold on. I'm going to hop over on the other channel he was on and make sure he didn't just stay over there and hold on. It looks like he might still be over there right now. Look at this. Look at this. He is still over there. All right. Here's what we're going to have to do. Look at this guy. What is with this dishonesty? He said he was coming over right now. My, oh my. Hold on. He's the guy right in the middle. He's the guy right in the middle. I'm going to have to hop on his panel and say, what's going on here? I have to change the audio setting real quick. 1 second. I got to change the audio and hop back on there and ask him why he hasn't came over. All right, test. Let's see. Okay, test. Okay.
What's going on with the FA movement? I know what it is. It's a pride vacuum. Okay, people have to have a sense of pride in things, and that's I think that's what it is. I think that our FAs in America, I think that maybe when they look historically or whatever, or maybe even in the modern day, it's like, there's not really as much to be prideful about as maybe other groups. But my response to that is simply that there's just simply different time periods, in the space-time continuum. Maybe Black Century is the next century. Maybe that's where they take off. Maybe that's where Africa becomes, all those countries there become world superpowers. Who knows?
Nigeria is an emerging market. I could even argue South Africa is an emerging market. Nigeria has its own car company, right? Did you know that?
Nigeria, the Innocent, right?
Yeah, the Innocent. Yeah.
One right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's roadworthy in America. It could be. I don't know, but yeah, man. I think it's possible that some African countries, definitely, probably not world powers, but definitely on par with. Go ahead.
Would you say that Nigerians, in the way they communicate, they sound aggressive?
Yeah. Very aggressive.
And it's kind of okay. I'll.
No, you're fine. You're fine. That's a good observation.
Yeah, they sound aggressive.
Melody,
how is that viewed as attractive?
I think RRP is right, Mela. Mela, what are you talking about, sweetheart?
She's drunk as shit. It's early as hell.
Nigerians sound aggressive.
They do.
Hey, if you that drunk, where are you at, Ma?
CT, can I just hop in for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
RMC, you said you were coming right over. We're all waiting for you.
Oh, sir, I didn't say I'd be over. I still have to eat and shower. Z, how long are you going to be live right now? Or are you going to be live later, sir?
You just said you could do it in 2 minutes, and I asked you. I went over and started the debate.
I did.
You did.
I didn't hear you. I didn't hear him say that.
You're asking me to abandon CT?
What's up with the echo?
Yeah, you got an echo, Zach. I don't know what's going on.
You just said if CT gives me permission.
Zach, you have an echo, buddy. You got to turn your tab off or something. You got a tab open. Joe.
Okay, totally dishonest. He just said he could come over, and he said I have to ask CT permission to leave, and CT said, "Yeah, that's fine." So, oh my God, the people, Joe, man, the people on that show, Okay, that is disappointing right there. Anybody can go back and rewind their stream and see what just happened. He just said he would come right over, and now he's like, I said that? I said that? I didn't say that. God. Oh, man. Very disappointing. Very disappointing. Very disappointing. Just totally dishonest, too. Just totally disingenuous. I'd encourage anybody to go over there and just rewind the stream to when I was last on there before I got off and just watch the interaction. He said he'd be right over. If he had CT's permission, CT said, that's fine. And why did he have to ask CT permission? It makes me think of that group of people that go on there and do what they do every day, that somehow that is also some paid for little thing. Just, again, just agents of chaos and division over there. But that was very weak right there. Well, the one guy, again, that guy who just acted like he didn't say that, holds a popular point of view that you see all over online, that everything is, everything, blame it on the small hat. So looks like for one reason or another, he decided to back down. Totally disingenuous. I hate how dishonest people are, man. That's the thing, too. Just so many dishonest scumbags always trying to slander my name, too. Really annoys me. Really annoys me. Well, I said that? I don't think I said that. And CT's like, yeah, I don't think you said that. Okay. Again, I'm about to go back and just get the clip of what just happened before we started the debate. Well, it's not about casting pearls before swine. It's about taking on popular opinions. Again, that guy has a very popular opinion that I think is easily defeated. This Joe ESX1 who just came in the chat, you never seen this person comment before. I'm about to go make a clip of what just happened, and we'll play back the clip and we'll see who's lying. He just said he would come right over. And I said, it's going to start in 2 minutes. And I said, it's on GematriaEffectNews 25. He said, okay, I got it. So, yeah, that's exactly what just happened. Wembanyama out for the season for blood clots, the Frenchie. Here, we can take a look at that real quick in real time. Blood clots, Remember how the NBA was so intertwined with the lockdown on March 11th? All right, hold on. Let me check out the Wembanyama story. I'm just going to say that's an automatic L for that community. Adam Green won't debate. Handsome Truth won't debate. He's one of their disciples. He just said he was going to come on and do it, and then is acting like he didn't. Total liar. Let's think about it. Today is the 51st day of the year. Let's see how it lines up with old Wemby's date of birth here. He's 21 years old. Big number there. Spurs equals 21. Saturn 21. A lot of Saturn rituals with the Spurs. Don't forget that the original name of the virus, Wuhan, CORON, that the long title when it first started, that also had the gematria like Saturn. Saturn's connected to death and time. It was all a time-based ritual. Major killer for people who followed the medical advice. Let's see. His birthday is January 4th. Oh, today's 47 days after his birthday. That's easy math, right? It's the 51st day of the year, so it's got to be 47 days later. Let me see here. Blood clot and shoulder is something you never heard of in a 21-year-old until recent times. Today's got a lesser date numerology of 47 as well. 2/20/25. We'll have to see what kind of Trump headlines there are by the end of the day. Donald John Trump, 2/20. Remember, Inauguration Day is 220 days after his birthday. The ritual with RFK Jr. in 2/20. 220 members of the House becoming Republicans. Number 47. San Antonio Spurs star Victor Wembanyama is expected to miss the remainder of the season with deep vein thrombosis in his right shoulder, the team announced Thursday. The Spurs said in a statement that the condition, a form of a blood clot, was discovered after Wembanyama returned to San Antonio after the All-Star game. All-Star game was in the Chase Center, which also has that big 47 connection. A team source told ESPN that the Spurs are optimistic that Wembanyama will make a full recovery by the beginning of the 2025-26 season. Wembanyama, the reigning Rookie of the Year and a first-time All-Star this season, was averaging 24.3 points, 11 rebounds, 3.7 assists, and a league-leading 3.8 blocks in 46 games. 46 is interesting. Thursday's got the 46. He will not be eligible for all NBA Defensive Player of the Year and other major awards because Wembanyama did not meet the 65-game minimum. Wembanyama had been a 2000 favorite to win Defensive Player of the Year at ESPN Bet prior to the Spurs announcement. And just like that, they take a big pile of cash. Deep vein thrombosis. Let's see here real quick. You know what else is interesting about this? In light of this coming 47 days after his birthday, on 47 date numerology, it just reminds me that the college basketball championship this year will be in San Antonio on April 7th, 4-7. We got our eyes in a major way on a certain team that's going to be in their 47th tournament. And how perfect it is they're going to come into the tournament all time with a record of 122. Here, let me switch something around real quick. Give you some clues, and you guys want to do a little bit of homework. It probably shouldn't take you too long to figure it out. But let me switch this around here. I need it so it can just be on any tab. Oh, I see what's wrong. Okay. This team that's going to be playing in their 47th tournament this year, if you look into their record in the tournament all time, it's 122-41 coming in, with the Final Four being in San Antonio this year. The championship game in the tournament is in 46 days. Again, Thursday's 46. They mentioned his 46 games. Let's see. What is blood clot? Oh, look at that. Blood clot, 46, right? News by the numbers. Blood clot, 46. 46 games played. You see how blood clot's 35 and 46? You know, Thursday's 35 and 46. Again, the power of the knowledge. Rituals all the time. People go sitting around going, what, dude, do you know how much money they pay him? I mean, you really think they're just going to have him sit out when they pay him all that money with all these games left? Did they make more money off the public on that bet that they're going to cash in on? The other bets that are probably in on him? Are you sure he even gets paid the money that you see that they report in the media? I mean, they lie to you about everything. Are you sure any of these guys make anywhere near the money that's reported? Are you sure it's not just all big lure and deception? Are you sure it's not the reason that over half the children growing up right now focus on being an entertainer and sports star, which they realistically have no chance at, rather than dedicating their time to educating themselves and focusing on having a great career, you know, being something that would be helpful to society? Imagine if we had a nation of young people aspiring to be doctors. Imagine if we had a plethora of doctors in the ranks, because that's what they were highly motivated to do as young people. Think about the advantage of that. If we had all these doctors, and they didn't go into it because they wanted to be rich, but they went into it because they wanted to actually help out people. Imagine there's just an abundance of plethora of doctors in our society. Do you think medical costs would be so crazy high? No, of course not. And imagine you have all these educated people in regards that matter. They're actually studying about health rather than the indoctrination centers where people go in and study medicine to become doctors so they can be paid well and learn nothing about nutrition or things that actually matter to human health for the most part. Again, you imagine you got a society from a young age driven to be great professions and knowledgeable people. But instead, we have a society of young people, American dreaming about being entertainers because they're going to make $30 million a year and have a career of playing a child's game. When in reality, you have no chance. A guy like Wembanyama might as well be a lab creature, born and bred to be for his chosen role, where his entire career will be dictated by the ritual, by the box score per game. Did you see the French game they just had, the France game with the Spurs? It was synced up with Wembanyama's 21st birthday. It was against the Pacers. The Spurs hit the 21 ritual in the first game, and then the Spurs lost in the second game. And the Pacers, I forget if the Pacers were the home or away team, but whatever it was, either the Spurs got their 21st all-time home loss versus the Pacers or something like that, or the Pacers got their 21st all-time home win versus the Spurs, however they had it structured, but it was 21 in both games, synced with Wembanyama's 21st birthday. And now here we are with the supposed blood clots on a 35 Thursday with 46 games, or blood clot, the singular, just like it says, 35-46. And then the annoying thing is like the detractors. Like if Jim Bob was on here, he'd be like, "Whoa, what about the 116.98 and the 100-145? Huh? What about that? What about that?" And he'd be like, "Okay." Again, do I have to really lay it down for you? I mean, does it not say right in the article his season is cut short with 46 games played due to a blood clot, supposedly? We know where the clots fit in with the scandemic, and we know where the scandemic fit in perfectly with the NBA. You know. Again, the National Basketball Association. Remember last year on the 113th day of the year? Is that what day it was, or was it March 11th? I forget. But last season, they had that ritual with the Spurs and the Warriors. It was a big 1-1-3 ritual. Maybe it was the 113th day of the season, but the Warriors won with the 113 points. Did I not just do the video on the ritual with Luka's first game with the Lakers versus the Utah Jazz and talk about 113 in a big way in that? And then was there not 113 in the box score? It happens all the time. The only full team name in the league with 113 is the Utah Jazz. And don't forget the scandemic and the NBA were connected through the Frenchie, Rudy Gobert. They said that it was him who caused the pandemic in the NBA. But Utah Jazz also 113. And then the official title of the scandemic, 113. So, yeah. I don't even know what the gematria of Victor Wembanyama is. Let's see if that fits in. Oh, perfect. Look at his name, you guys. An NBA court's 94 feet long. Okay, so his name is 94, right? And by the way, with regards to being 94 feet long, look at the name of the scandemic again, 94. Oh, funny, in today's 220, I think they are paying tribute to this. It's 220 today, right? February 20th. He's out with clots. I wonder if that's how Trump could end up going, the father of the jab. That'd be interesting. But Victor Wembanyama, 185.68. Look at basketball, 185.68, right? That's what I'm talking about, being born and bred to be. I don't have anything for the 247. Well, actually, hold on. What was he drafted while the country was 247 years old? Was last year his rookie year? Hold on. Was last year his rookie year? Yeah, okay. So he came into the NBA while the NBA was, or the United States and the Illuminati were both 247 years old. So, okay, I do have something for that. 94 feet long, joins the NBA while that's how old the country is. His name equals basketball. And with regards to 68, you remember what year the Corona was coined, right? It was coined in 68. So I'd say just more mockery. More mockery. For him, it's probably all BS, but we know for a lot of people it's not. It's symbolic. Probably people watching the NBA, dealing with these actual things in their real life. Maybe somehow it gives them some sense of relief. Well, it's not just me. It's even Victor. It's even Wemby. Yeah, don't you get tired of people leaving those comments? You can make the numbers say whatever you want. It's like I don't understand where that statement comes from. Well, where does that statement come from? How can I make his name equal whatever I want? That's what his name equals. 185 and 68. Basketball, 185 and 68. He was drafted while the country and the Illuminati were 247 years old. And he's from France, just like the Jesuits who created the Illuminati. And a basketball court is 94 feet long. You know? Blood clot does equal 46. The article does say. These are the same numbers we use in sports all the time. We talk about 35 Thursday in news every week. Thursday equals blood clot. Yeah, if the NBA was real, Luka Doncic wouldn't be in the NBA. He's too slow. He's too slow. Nikola Jokic would never be a star in the NBA. He's too slow. He can't jump. He does have a big body and a nice touch. I mean, he could probably play with other white guys in a European league. But you saw what it looks like when they get to defend Nikola Jokic last year in the playoffs. He got schooled. I mean, he was up against a guy who could jump over his head, and he couldn't do anything. And that's what it would look like every night if it was real. However, we do have a 3-time dunk champion in a row for the first time ever, and it's a white guy, which is very interesting. Yeah, pro sports are a joke. I mean, if pro sports are real, Tom Brady would never be in the NFL. Never. Way too slow. No agility. Almost no athleticism in his body. He can throw a ball deep. He can throw a ball to a spot, yeah. But you can't do those things if there's actual people trying to defeat you and sack you and tear you down and take advantage of your slowness. A real NFL defensive coordinator would be like, oh, this old slow guy with no athleticism. I got superstar athletes on my side of the ball. This guy's dead meat. And that's what it would look like every single time if it was real. Those few games where they allowed Brady to get humiliated, that's what Brady's entire career would have looked like if it was real. And it's sad that people are too dumb to figure that out. Again, it's because you have people that aren't athletes. They don't know how to really play these games. They're just career spectators. And they don't have enough intelligence either to figure anything out. All right, well, the guy who said he was coming on to debate, and I'm definitely not lying about that. He said he would be right over. He asked CT for permission to leave, which shows you there's something going on there that he even had to ask for permission. And then he's not here. He's not here. And then he acts like he didn't. Oh, no, it's just totally dishonest people. And again, maybe think about that too for the many people that come through here, because that's the first time he came on the panel was while I was on there. He's like, "Oh, Zach's one of these. He's one himself, and he covers up." And it's again, why not come over here and defend your point then? If anybody else wants to take up his position, I'll drop the link again. So the guy who was up for the debate has lied and made an excuse for why he's not here, and maybe somebody else wants to pick up his spot. Are you a Adam Green No More News diehard? Do you subscribe to what Adam Green of No More News, who also won't debate me? Are you? Is this the position you take? Do you think that I am Mossad, a Jewish shill covering up for Jews? Again, if you've watched me enough, you know I'm not even a big fan of those people either. Just like Joey, like I mentioned earlier in this stream. But I know that they're not the ones running the world. They're a little itty-bitty tiny religion where they have no army other than Israel, which is paid for by the U.S. taxpayers in a nation that's controlled by the Jesuits, just like Israel is at the end of the day. They use it to, scapegoat. If anybody wants to come on and share something else, since our guest backed out, we can also open it up for that, because this stream turned into a bust. This Andrew guy better not back out of the debate. If you guys watched the stream with Jim Bob, you did see that he came on and challenged the debate, and Sarah got on me, and I accepted one of his dates, and now he's like, I'm not 100% sure I can do it. We'll see. Hold on, Tony. Let me make sure I didn't mess up the audio settings.
No problem.
All right, we're good to go. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say that I'm a practicing Jew, and I know like the Jesuits are the ones that run it. Aleister Crowley was involved as well with the creation of Israel. And then you can go back to the Herzog family. There's a book that the grandfather of Isaac Herzog wrote. I forgot his name, but he wrote a book called The Royal Purple and the like Biblical Blue. And it's like the purple represents the whore of Babylon. Like it's pretty in depth, but like it's something people would have to look at. It's very fascinating, but it's a Jesuit type text. It has a lot of like numbers in there. But also, I wanted to say you were my very first super chat. I sent you one the other day, so I'm grateful for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Was there anything else you wanted to say today?
No, that's all I want to say. Like, I would personally like to just, I don't know, talk to you about life in general in the markets one day, whenever you have the opportunity or some free time to, talk. That'd be great. But other than that, thank you. And I'm probably going to hit you with the super chat in a little bit. But yeah, thank you.
You
And
don't
that's
need
all I
to.
want
You
to
don't
share.
need to. You don't need to. I appreciate you coming on and just being part of the stream. So you would like to see more market talk?
Well, actually, I would love to just talk to you about the market in general. Like right now, I think the U.S. is on the verge of collapsing, especially with the TSP having a lack of passive inflows due to the job cuts, which is a downward pressure on the economy. It's all numerological, but yeah.
It's all by design. They have to create a big collapse to implement the new system that they're building around us. The only thing is when are they going to do it? I'll remind people, it was in Grover Cleveland's first year of becoming a split-term president that there was a massive economic collapse. And again, Donald Trump just did this ritual with tariffs, literally mocking the Wealth of Nations by Adam Smith, exactly 47 weeks after the publishing anniversary, when tariffs equals 47. Adam Smith wrote about how tariffs can destroy nations. It does seem that history could be en route to repeating itself, and that's why make sure you got your rainy day fund. Make sure you're not over leveraged. If things do go to crap and you could be without a job, have a backup plan. I mean, it is a good time to be conservative in life. And again, they could be walking us into another depression.
I think it's going to be more of a financial panic like 1907. I would encourage people to learn who the Copper Kings were, learn about Charles T. Barney, the guy who was in charge of the Knickerbocker Fund and like shot himself in the head because like that blew up because trust funds were bigger than banks in that day and like stuff like that. But I think I actually sent you an email, so I'm not sure if you got it, but yeah, that's all I wanted to share.
Which email did you send it to?
GematriaEffectNews at Gmail, I think.
Okay, I have so many emails that get sent to, but I'll go over there and look for it. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Zach.
All right, have a good one, Tony. Thank you. All right, we got 586. What's up, 586?
What's going on, man? I just think it's almost pointless to debate most of these fucking retards, man. I know the goal is to get the workout and shit, but I think you should just focus on the Andrew dude, because all these other dudes are just clowns. And that guy's a clown too, but you know what I'm saying.
Well, that guy who was supposed to come on here does have his talking points down about the you-know-whos. And I thought it was actually going to be a worthwhile conversation. I'm disappointed that he dropped out and acted like and just totally did a dishonest thing. So
yeah, I mean, if you think he'd be not a worthy opponent, but you know what I'm saying, maybe try to get him a different time or something like that. I mean, I've never really watched any of these dudes, but I'm sure everyone's going to be better than Jim Bob the Rim Job. That guy was fucking horrible. I never even knew who that dude was. I checked his channel out for about 5 minutes. The very next morning after you guys debated, and all his cronies were just like, "Oh, you smoked him," when he didn't say anything but you were a scammer and a grifter, and that's all he could say. He had no, he didn't have no debating skills. So
well, you got to think his audience is a similar type. I mean, if you watch him, you're on a similar length. You like talking shit about people that you disagree with. They're just in the same wavelength as him, so that's what they resonate with. But yeah, he didn't make any arguments and showed he had no listening skills.
It just shows you how retarded this fucking world is and where it's headed when that guy can make money off doing the shit he does. Because I watched it for about 5 minutes and I'm like, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, doesn't
he
it
brings
make you
nothing to the
doesn't it
table.
make you wonder though about channels like his? His and CT's channel are both very similar because they're both small and they have a small number of viewers, but that constant viewership is constantly just putting money in the kitty, and they're making good money doing what they're doing. I think Jim Bob makes quite a bit more than Chaotic Truth. There's a reason Chaotic Truth sits online and streams for 10 hours, but it probably over the course of the day, he probably makes close to between $500 and $1,000. Jim Bob usually racks up about that much money in a couple hours just talking shit about people. And
yeah, that's just wild, man. If that's organic and nothing's behind him, he has to thank whoever, you know what I mean? Like, for you to make money off of what that guy's doing is wild. And that just shows you how fucking stupid this world is.
yeah.
But one thing I was going to say about Wemby too, that is funny. All that, the Vegas gets all them futures, and it was just like that Lions running back when they took him out. What was it? His over under was 775.5.
It's
and
like
they took him out
Saquon
with
Barkley in the Super
775.
Bowl. The most bet on thing in
Yep.
the Super Bowl. You can see that Saquon Barkley just had no effort in the game. Just
Yeah, you know what pisses me off? I should have hedged with Jalen Hurts MVP because you knew Saquon Barkley wasn't going to get it because that dude wasn't even getting in the end zone. And that paid like 2.5, maybe almost 3 to 1. So another missed opportunity.
The futures I really like. I like for Mahomes for at least three touchdowns. That paid $250. AJ Brown, Devontae Smith looked like pretty much locks to score, and I was emphatic about Xavier Worthy scoring at least one and having a good narrative to score two. That was plus 1,200 for this too. I was weirded out by how the whole community was pushing the Kelsey for 2 touchdowns. I saw the narrative for 1, but I didn't really see a great narrative for Kelsey to score 2. Worthy was the one who had the narrative to score 2. So there was plenty of good in the Super Bowl.
We're gonna see what's going on in the off season. We'll get it locked down for Super Bowl 60. But I'll let you go, man. Again, a lot of these people probably aren't even worthy of your time to debate. And then with that Andrew dude, again, I don't got to tell you how to debate, but I would just jot down some notes and just make sure you know your points. Because again, when you get in debating and you start talking, sometimes I know I do it a lot. You're a lot smarter than me, but I'll forget shit. You know what I mean? So just make sure you're on your P's and Q's, which I know you will be. And
all I'm going to do, since he's a very Christian guy, is just keep it biblical. Just keep it biblical. And then since he also smokes about 1,000 cigarettes, I'll probably drop in the how cigarettes equals nicotine equals cancer equals chemo equals kill and see how he resonates with that one too. So
yeah, for sure, man. Can't wait to see it. All right, man. I'll let you go.
All right. Appreciate it.
Yep. Take it easy.
I don't think that I'm smarter than that guy, by the way. You guys, I work hard. I have some intelligence, but I'm mostly just work ethic over here. What's up, the Phoenix?
Hey, Zach, how's it going?
Oh, I know who this is. Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you want to dispute that the Tawny Hats don't run the world, you should go watch my Tawny Hats playlist. Even though I try to say that the Tawny Hats don't run the world, I have a Tawny Hats playlist.
Right.
Have you watched it? Are you up to speed on the Archaics Tawny Hats playlist?
It is confusing over there because it's either the Matrix or the small hats over there. It's like, which one is it? Is it the Matrix or is it the small hats?
It's a simulacrum.
Okay.
That's governed by the Phoenix event. And under the Phoenix, there's a vapor crayon, and Charizard comes down from the sky.
Right.
Doesn't it sound like a child's illustration, Zach, that you could kind of draw out with a Crayola crayon box?
Perfect.
Exactly. But yeah, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. I'm disappointed. The guy just said he was going to debate. I said, can I start in 2 minutes? He said, I'll be right over there. And then he doesn't show up. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, cowardice behavior. But I think the Andrew guy would be quite delightful for the community because it would be a real stomping, to say the least. But I would say the most fundamental piece of information that anyone could bring up in a discussion, because I don't think it's worth debating. Educating is what you will be doing. You really won't be debating because they're not your equal or anything like that. You can't really learn too much from them because you've already gone down the majority of the rabbit holes in which they'll try to present. And it's as if the one fundamental thing is, who's the founder of Zionism? Everyone
Well,
knows.
in the history book, it goes down as Theodore Herzl, who died by the numbers.
Exactly. And good old Theodore, if anyone read his personal diary, what does he say the answer to the Jewish problem is?
I actually don't know the answer to that question.
He said the answer to the Jewish problem is for Jews to simply convert to Christianity. And I wonder where he got that bright idea from. I don't know, maybe Diego Lainez 300 years prior.
That makes a lot of sense. I'll remind you guys, Theodore Herzl equals 73. He died on 7/3. And that's how many books are in the Catholic Bible. 73, which is the 21st prime number, like Bible and Jesuit equal 21. And for real, don't know, Theodore Herzl died 44 years before Israel was established in the time of cancer, when Israel equals 44, like Zion, like Netanyahu in Hebrew and in English, like cancer. Dead at 44 years before the establishment of Israel, in a big Catholic ritual. Again, this is the power of this knowledge. You can see, like, oh, so they took out Theodore Herzl in the Catholic ritual, synced up with their planned establishment time for Israel, et cetera, et cetera. But that's good. I actually didn't know that that's what Theodore Herzl had said. So I'll go back and make sure I verify that. Usually your information's spot on.
And I believe that I had because I tend not to believe, but if I were to recall or believe, I am pretty sure that came from the No Less News camp in one of his documentaries. So it's interesting that they will use that piece of information, but unless there's someone like yourself waving a huge red and black flag with the particular colors of a particular group, no one wants to talk about why Theodore Herzl would say such a thing. The only thing that makes sense is your angle and what you're presenting. So I could go on in a million different tangents. I could go on what would be the perfect group of people to blame all the problems on, to say that are running the world and responsible for all the ills. I don't know, maybe the group of people that got kicked out of 109 countries, like the perfect patsies. It's like they're so easy to pin it on. And people have to understand, they can go into the history of the mob in the 80s. This is a very entertaining story. His name was Vincent the Chin Chigante. He was supposed to perform a hit in his younger career on Frank Costello was his name, the prime minister of the underworld. And he was pretty much going to, do the hit, and then another guy was going to take his spot. They were trying to push Frank out. And essentially, Vincent the Chin Chigante missed, but in court, Frank Costello said, I can't remember. He couldn't identify him, so he got off. Later, if he wouldn't have got off, he would have been in the can forever. But later, he became the mob boss, and he remained the mob boss for nearly 30 years because he dressed up as a homeless person that would literally go outside, piss on trees in New York City. He'd be wearing a bathrobe, and he would act like he was dumb and retarded. And essentially, that's when the mob got in front of the FBI and started creating front bosses. They would say, oh, this guy's the boss, but the real boss was Vincent the Chin Chigante, pissing and shitting himself all through New York City. And then he would go in after-hour spots and kind of like just step into a doorway. You got to watch a documentary on Vincent the Chin Chigante, because the way in which he cloaked himself and remained in the shadows, and what he exposed himself to remain the boss while they had an acting front boss. It goes to show you that this isn't a new tactic. There's been groups doing this for a long time. And the FBI agent said, which was hilarious in this documentary, he goes, not till I got very close that I saw underneath the bathrobe was a 3-piece sharkskin suit. We're talking about like a $10,000 suit the guy's wearing underneath the bathrobe before he goes into one of these meetings. So I'll end you on that, but that's kind of like what we're exposed to, is they'll pin it on somebody and they'll lead you to believe it, and they'll put a lot of effort into casting the story, this contrived story, of course. But we could go back to the Balfour Declaration. Who addressed who? Did the Catholic Church address a particular someone, or did that someone address the Catholic Church? Which one is it? So, but I appreciate you having me on.
By the way, something I've been getting a lot lately is, Zach, didn't you see the recent 60 Minutes where the Mossad agent went on there and said how Mossad essentially runs the whole world? Did you see that? Did you see that?
No, I don't have television in that sense. I haven't heard that there's some huge interview, but
well, I'll just remind you, it was also 60 Minutes after 9/11 that covered the dancing Israelis. So are you sure that 60 Minutes isn't trying to, get more people to do exactly what a lot of people do and go, oh, see, it's got to be the Jews who are running the whole show.
Question is, who's Cable 54?
Right.
That whole movie is like blatantly in your face, but the meathead morons can't grasp it. They're too stunted.
Indeed.
But I
appreciate it. I appreciate it. The Phoenix. Thank you.
Phoenix.
Yeah, indeed. All right, man. Well, what's up, Big Money? You got to unmute your mic. You're on. Big Money.
Hey, Zach, can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, man. Classic 100-point game on a Wednesday for the Charlotte Hornets on the day.
197. LeVar Ball cuts off his leg, and his son gets the big one in LA. How about it?
Yeah, and he had that game. I think he had the game-winning crossover, for a layup or something. I don't know, but it's all scripted. And they were a 12-point.
For people who missed it, LeVar Ball, the father of LaMelo Ball, who beat the Lakers last night, he had his leg amputated reportedly exactly 119 days after his birthday. And that was a big buzzing tabloid story yesterday, right before his son beats the Lakers. And do you see how it amputates also 97? How many points did the Lakers score last night?
97. It's funny because the game was really late because it was a West Coast game. So I actually caught your stream after the fact when you recorded it in the afternoon. And I'm just like, man, this is a sick joke. The Hornets are going to win. They're a dog. It pays out. And, of course, 100 points on a Wednesday for Mercury and then 97 for amputate. It's a total fucking joke how they do this. And everyone just continues to believe this is, legit competition. It's just sickening how everyone wants to believe what they're watching is real. And I wish everyone would just stop investing, so much into sports. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it is. Again, you guys, it was exactly 119 days after his birthday. As you can see in reverse, amputates 119. It's also 97. His son's in prime time, the only game after the All-Star break. Hornets, and you got to love the Hornets coming with 13 wins. Like Kobe was the 13th pick of the draft by the Hornets. And coming and beat the Lakers. Lakers scored 97 for the amputate tribute. 97, the 25th prime. What a ritual for 2025. The one question I have is, did this man really have his leg amputated? Did that really happen, or is that the Hollywood of it? I mean, is it?
Yeah, I don't even believe this stuff is even real. I think they just have to make shit up so that way people buy into it. We don't even know if these people are actually dying and what really goes into this, what NDAs are being signed, what oaths are taken, what contracts they're signing. None of this is fucking real. It's all manufactured entertainment to keep everyone, dizzy and stupid. That's all it is.
Absolutely. By the way, the Lakers picked up their 21st loss on 21-date numerology. Again, they were the advised dollar parlay. So that game's not really worth it unless you're doing a Hornets dollar parlay with the narrative to upset with Pops amputating his leg, possibly for a big moment for his son. And
yeah, yesterday I saw that was the only game. I'm just it really wouldn't hurt to put a small money on Hornets money line. What the hell? So, and I literally just I watch your videos, I read your notes, and it's just everything just plays out to a T every time. If people would just see it for what it is, and if you're
not every time, but you guys, the thing that I hate is when we lose a game so often, they'll be it'll be a 37-date, and they'll be. By the way, Wednesday equals 37. The Lakers the Charlotte improved to 3-7, or excuse me, Los Angeles, Wednesday, Bryant, they all equal 37. Yesterday, Charlotte improved to 3-7 versus Los Angeles on a Wednesday since Kobe died. There's so many Kobe things on this game. And again, but the thing I was saying is like sometimes it'll be like all the 37s will be on one side, and you'll be like, oh, they're winning this game, and then at the end of the game somehow they lost, but the other team scored 37 points, and you'll be like, dude, is that what flipping the script is? I mean, are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, I didn't mean it so much like that, but I'm like, if you follow the patterns like time after time, it's like you just start to see these things play out, and it's just like, man, they're making it a little too obvious, but it's not obvious enough for, the idiots, to keep continuing to, get sucked into the TV. But, it's just like you catch these patterns and stuff, you watch the news, and it's like, man, they're really just telling us what's going to happen right there. And lo and behold, the Hornets won.
Yeah. Again, man, if he really amputated his leg for his son, I mean, the lengths parents will go to for their children. I mean,
yeah, who knows what they had to ask, because like, didn't two of his sons make the NBA, and one of them was like a rapper at the All-Star game and
music
stuff.
career, apparently. Yeah. So exactly, you don't know what his options were. I mean, it could have been like, or you got to give. Maybe he would have had to give up another family member. Who knows? The son who didn't make it to the NBA, and he's like, wait, one of my options is to chop off my leg. Okay, that's what we're going with here today.
Yeah, it's crazy, but nah, that was all I had. I just wanted to say, continue to fight the good fight, and continue to spread the knowledge, and hopefully, we can continue to reach the masses.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thank you, Big Money.
Yep, thank you, sir.
All right. I don't know if that was the real Dr. Savage who came on, but if it was, he dropped off. Again, this was supposed to be a debate. I did have an agreement. He was coming over to do it, and then he didn't show up, and then we went over and asked him what was up, and he's like, oh, I never agreed. But anybody can go back and check the tape and see that the agreement was made, and he said he'd be right over. So it is very annoying, though. But it does give me more insight into the way that panel. I've been wondering, I was like, how do these same people get on here each day? Same small audience, but well funded. It's like, I guess they just, again, there's a big black budget for this nation's government, and again, essentially, you look at that. That's a platform that's playing into the partisan divide, playing into just all the divides that they want in society every day, focused on all the divisive crap. It's yeah. Anyway, what's up, 586?
What's up, man? Hey, I was just gonna say, did you ever hear that song that LeVar Ball's fucking kid, now he's a rapper? It's called Tweaker. It is the worst song in the world.
I haven't heard.
And maybe he gave up that foot maybe for that. Obviously the two kids in the NBA, one's good, one's all right. But yeah, man, he performed at the Lions game, and I go back and kid with all these people that think this shit's real that I talk to, that Jello performing at our halftime show is why the Lions lost, not Gematria, which obviously is just a joke. But listen to that song, and it's just so sad how people think something like that is good rap music. At least Tupac and shit had like good songs, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like Dear Mama had a message.
No, dude, I mean he had some heartfelt shit at least, man. This song this Jello dude does it's for fucking retards. No lyricism, just
I don't even want to look at it. I totally agree. I don't doubt a word.
If you listen to it, you will just laugh your ass off, man. It's just funny to just listen to once and just laugh. If you need a good laugh, you listen to that song.
What's the rapper's son's name?
Jello.
Oh, all right.
Literally,
rapper,
Jello.
I'm just gonna write Ball.
Jello Ball, and it's called Tweaker. It is the worst song I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, Jello, Gelo is how he spells it. Okay.
Yeah, his real name's Lee. Leangelo or whatever. They're all named after fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and shit. They all got fucked up names. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say, man. It's funny how he amputates his foot or whatever, and like you said, who knows if his foot's even fucking gone, but maybe that was a sacrifice he had to get so his loser ass middle kid could actually become something on the stage, because he couldn't hack it in the NBA.
I don't want to read these lyrics, but this right here in the chorus just said, bitch.
It's so horrible, man.
No could give a fuck, the story wrote. Exactly. That's what society looks like now. I hate how everyone is just such a bunch of followers. You see how everybody just follows everything. Just how everybody's just all tatted up now. It's like you just see like nobody has any independent thought. Everyone just follows what they see. I can't stand just seeing everybody all covered in tattoos and all the young people with face tattoos. It's like,
that's
God, you
crazy,
can see
man.
how mindless everybody is. They just do
Little
what they see.
Wayne came out and said anyone who isn't ultra rich should never get a face tattoo, and I commended him for that because he goes, I got face tattoos because I'll never have to work a real job in my life. And I was like, at least he came out and said that, because anyone who isn't rich and you get a face tattoo, you're fucking yourself.
Well, I don't know because the
Good
whole
luck going to get a job.
there might be nobody else to hire.
Well, that's true, man. You can make money off YouTube or whatever, but if you have to go out and get a real job, good luck if you got a big ass face tattoo on yourself.
Like I said, though, it's like the whole younger culture, man. They might have nobody else to hire. I guess that's why they're going to the AI. So,
Yeah, that's true. That's true, man. It's a sad fucking world we live in. But yeah, if you ever want to have yourself a good laugh, man, just take one listen to that song. I got halfway through it. I couldn't do it, but this dude came out in an interview and said he was a better rapper than Cameron. And again, that dude wasn't the greatest, but he at least had lyrics. He could ride a beat, shit like that. This Jello ball is, it's just horrible.
well,
man.
just look
But
at the
I'll
chorus.
let you go.
Like, what is one sensible thing said in the chorus?
I might swerve and hit the corner. Whoa, dude, it's the worst thing I've ever heard, man. But again,
Like, what are we promoting?
this-
So what? You're wasted? You're wasted in driving? Oh, there's a good idea.
this young generation thinks this shit is gold. It's like, what? Have you ever heard of good music? I guess they don't. But
Yeah.
all right, man, I'll let you go. I just figured I'd say that. And again, yeah, that dude probably had to give up his foot. Who knows if it's real or not? But yeah, he had to get his middle son to do something and not work at Kroger. So
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'm
right,
gonna
man.
forget the rest
Yep.
of the lyrics, but it's bad.
All right,
By
yep.
the way, when LeVar Ball cut off his foot yesterday, reportedly before the game, it was 181 days after his son's birthday, who won the game. And Black History equals 181, and as we know, that's the 42nd prime in
42nd
February, and all the other
prime,
numbers attached to Black History. So
a bunch of Kobe numbers are attached to 42 as well.
well,
Him
Lakers
and Shaq,
equals 42. Lakers equals 42 also.
Yep. Him and Shaq's numbers equal 42. The fucking all 5 titles, if you add up the years he won those titles in, it's 42. It's crazy, man.
Indeed. All right, 586.
All right, man.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
What's up, Rain Sauce?
Yo.
Or wait, I'm not reading it right. Ray Rose
Nah.
Sauce. Sorry. Small
Yes,
one.
sir. Yes,
How you
sir.
doing?
I've been following you for a long time, man.
Did I say it right?
It's
Did I say it right? Is it Ray Rose Sauce?
it's Ray Rosas.
Oh, it's Hispanic with the
Yes,
nice
sir.
rule. I'm not as good at that. Okay. got it.
Yeah, man. I'm actually Christopher R. Aguilar. So I was on Free to Find Truth, and you had actually followed me and interacted with a little bit of my content back in the day, man. I've been trying to find like the perfect moment to just like hop on, like when I had the right energy for it, and basically like just put you on with what was been on my mind, man, because like I always try to like get on the stream, but I want to be on topic with stuff. I kind of heard y'all talking a little bit about sports, man. Like I have honestly just like really kind of tuned out from that matrix a little bit, you know what I'm saying, in recent times. But like just to keep it real with you, man, I used to like make music and rap, and I felt like the community really just wasn't really supporting me like that. So I kind of just like tapped out, tuned out. But like I've been getting like back in the zone to where, you know, I'm finna have my stuff like releasing pretty soon, like officially. And like I really would like appreciate, you know, like the support, because I did have a few people. It was like Charmed One. Like I got like Jonathan, you know, he supports my work, man. I don't know why my camera is just like a little crooked, or you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm talking to you sideways, man.
You look fine.
Let me see
You look fine over here.
Okay. Yeah, man. Like, so like really what's been on my mind is like I was like trying to do the rapping thing, man, and do it consciously, and also to find a way to like connect with the people that like, you know, I can like get my stuff in front of like people that can really put me on, and they're not gonna like be like, oh nah, he's like a conspiracy theorist. So I've been trying to find like the right balance, you know, and make it sound good, and also have the people like willing to listen to it, but also like I want to like be like the front man for this community, you know. And if it was up to me, man, like I really do feel like I could like put myself out there and get this community a lot more reach, man. Like I just need to find like my network, man. So I've just recently started putting my music back out there on IG. Like I shout out Gematria, man. I've always like try to mix in the lyrics with like the truth seeker, the truth seeker vibes, man. And like I've been really like just almost just finding myself too at the same time. But there's been a lot of people that know about me in the community, but they just almost never really see me really pop off yet, man. But it's about that time, man. I'm really almost about to like just really do this shit. And like like I said, I'm gonna be the front man for this community. And you know what I mean? Like if I have to put my shit on the line, man, I'm gonna fucking do it. Cause like I feel like we need somebody that's gonna have the balls to like speak on certain things. And you know what I mean? Like if it was up to me, man, like I would really be a martyr for this shit, man. Cause this information needs to be out there. People need to wake up, man. And like if you're somebody that just like dives into sports and you're doing it for what I mean, like you're just like this brain dead zombie just watching sports, man. Like you know what I mean, I want to fucking like shake the shit out of those people and just be like, nah, man, like you need to fucking find your purpose, because like you're doing your work, you're doing your thing to the point where like you don't kind of care like what people think. Like you're like, I'm gonna just do this shit because this is like my what I'm saying, like this is what God has put you on this earth for, I feel, and for me, I feel like it doesn't have to be just music. Like I feel like there's also other ways that I can like just use my talents or use my abilities to really get like a lot more reach for this community. But I've been rocking what you watching just like in the background for a long time, doing a lot of shadow work, like just like getting myself mentally prepared for this. And yeah, like if people want to tune in and tap in and find my Instagram, it's actually going to be that's going to be my handle, is going to be what I put here for this stream.
Yeah, what's your Instagram? I'll put it up on the screen.
It's right there. Like actually what I have, it's Ray Rosas.
Oh, okay.
And man, but you know what, it's like I went through that time where I had like a lot of people getting close to me. I knew of like Gematria.
When I type in Ray Rosas Instagram, that doesn't come up.
Damn. Yeah, see, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. Like I even have tagged you and stuff, man. But like
so it's at Ray Rosas?
Yes, sir.
That's
like
weird.
no spaces.
Yeah, that's weird that it's not.
It doesn't even pull up. I'm not surprised, man. Like I don't want to.
Or Rose from Concrete, is it?
No, it should be spelled, unless I fucked up and spelled it wrong here. No, that should be it. It should pull up, unless I'm just on some list where you can't even find me.
It's not Ray Rosario, is it? Ray Rosario?
No, sir.
That's weird.
Or you could try.
Up, but not you.
You could try putting Christopher, quote unquote Ray, like king in Spanish, and then Rosas, which is like Rosas. So like what Ray Rosas is gonna be my rapper name, or my what I'm saying, my stage name, or my presence.
Is that it, Chris Rosas?
Can you put it on the screen for me to see? Like
there.
No, sir. Man, that's wild, man. No, see, that's what I'm saying.
Look at this,
dude. I put
Ray Rosas.
I put out a yeah. I put out a. No, man, that's crazy shit, man. See, this is what I had always assumed was going on, man. Like you can't even find my shit, man.
Yeah,
like
shadow, man.
I swear to God, man, if like, and I've done like shit where I do reviews on Google, like, cause like, I try to support businesses, and then it'll put like my name and all that or whatever. Like, have you ever done a review for like, so I went and got a haircut recently, and then like the lady, she was so good with me, man. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna give her a good review. I went and put the review on there, and then they like emailed me back and they were like, thank you for your 5-star review. But they didn't say anything about my comment or anything. And I try to go find it on Google, and the comment is just gone. Like, but I saw it, and immediately when I posted it, like it was up there. But you know what I mean? Dude, you have any idea what my camera's fucking? I feel like you see in the side of my face instead of but anyways, man, yeah, like I have assumed that for the longest time, man, that people just cannot even find me, man. Like so that's kind of like, you know, I wouldn't even know what to do about that, man, because I feel like I post amazing content. Like I make, you know, music that's like, it's real unique, man. Like if I were to say, if someone asked me compare yourself to an artist, I couldn't even do it, man. Like I could not even like tell you like an artist that I could tell you who inspires me, but I couldn't even like tell you like, oh yeah, I sound like him, because like I really don't even like listen to rap, man. Like I make it because it like flows through me, and it's like, you know, something I'm passionate about, man. Like when I grew up off of Nas and like, you know what I mean, like Wu-Tang, like the RZA mainly, like especially when he was like Bobby Digital. That was like a lot of the stuff I really, you know, resonated with.
Until you find out he's sacrificing ODB in
Yes,
the studio.
I know, and that's why I'm like, I can't even listen to this stuff, man, because a lot of my favorite artists, I end up finding stuff up about that, man. Like I can't even fuck with Eddie Murphy, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Look at what happened to his brother. His brother died right after he did Mr. Church.
dude, and I'll be telling people about this stuff, man. They're just like, man, you're a schizo, man. And I feel
Isn't
like
it annoying? Isn't it annoying how that's just
dude,
so programmed into society? And then you find out that like the
yeah.
guys who help get those ideas out there, they're literally Nazi scientists, and you can literally see that people are under some kind of form of Nazi mind control.
Oh man. No, and I give them all the details. I spin it to them the way that you you know, if you would do an elevator speech. I try to like tune into like the Zach energy, and I try to tell them. Or then sometimes I'm just like, I find something that people are interested in, like something that they're extremely passionate about, or I find out their favorite person, favorite actor, musician, and then I'm like, I find a thing that's like suspicious about them, and then I'll just like drop them on. They don't even want to be friends with me no more. They don't even want to like, they don't even want to support me no more. They're like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll get like somebody on a call, you know, like somebody with followers. They'll actually like call me trying to like collaborate. Once I start telling them about like weather warfare, they're like, oh yeah, no, you know what, your call's breaking up. Like I'm gonna go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna like, yeah, I'll call you back. And then I don't fucking ever hear back from them. Like people that are like talking about putting me on their podcasts and shit, you know, and like I'm just like, man, I don't even fucking care at this point, man. Like I'm too fucking grown at this point. Back a few years ago when you first opened up the website, like I was on Free to Find Truth back when it was on like that little website before you even had it on Mighty Networks. And like I would talk to people like Shy Divine and like, you know what I'm saying? Let me think of some names like
And Shy Divine got chased out of the community by a guy who said she was too pretty and must be some kind of agent. She was here for years, way before he came around. And
damn,
yeah, it's too bad. I know a lot of the good people that used to be around here are gone. So
she was cool, man, and she was putting people on the sacred geometry, man. I was like, man, like I hated that she ran out like that, because I had always been like, man, I wish I could have like really talked to her about sacred geometry instead of some of
wanted to talk to her about more than that.
Yeah, that's what I was fucking saying, man. I was talking to her on another level, man, but I was like, damn, I should have just focused on talking to her about like shit I really needed, man, instead of like trying to play the game and shit. But you know what I mean? Besides that, like it was like this dude named Asif. I think you had I don't know, he was like, he used to be our mod.
Asif. I think Asif figured out that I wasn't gay like he wasn't into him, and he turned into a troll. So
well, anyways, man, like back when, I just remember people that were real cool, man. I'm sorry.
He's really not cool anymore. He's a major troll now.
Okay, no, well, I wouldn't even know because I don't even tap in, but I'm just saying like people that like whenever I first got on the website were like, yo, I'm gonna like tell Zach about you. And like I just assumed that they did, because then soon enough you were following me back on Mighty Networks or whatever it was. Like you were following me back. Like you were like you didn't follow everybody in the community, even people that like you would let come on the show. And you even dropped like likes on some of my songs, man, even the songs that weren't even meant for like the conscious lyrics, you know what I mean? Phantom Broken is my boy, man. Like I love Phantom Broken, man. He does some real good work, man. That's somebody that's rocked with me like every single Instagram that I've ever had. He's been a follower of mine and he likes my content. Like you know what I mean? I've been suspended. Like I resonate with you so much because I've been suspended. Like I have 3 accounts that I cannot even log into, and like I've taken the screenshots of like the information, and it says like Instagram has suspended you for like breaking community guidelines. And like the worst thing I could have possibly done was smoked a blunt on like an Instagram story, but who the fuck hasn't done that shit? You know what I mean? But I really think it's cause like I tag you and stuff. Like I'll put like a you know what I'm saying? Like these lyrics that'll say gematria, like I'll say like gematria in every song. Like I'll find clever ways to like to interweave everything. And you know, that's just something that I feel like is fucking me up, man. You know what I mean? But it doesn't stop me from supporting the work, you know. And I just kind of chill back on the Patreon, you know. I just like kind of just like, you know, watch and just observe. And I lost a lot of fucking money on the Super Bowl, damn it, you know. But I'm not salty about that shit because I'm gonna get it back,
You didn't have a future
man.
in the start of the season, and you didn't hedge with the Eagles.
I didn't hedge, man. And I even fucking.
I told you guys for 2 straight weeks.
I know, man. I know, but I was.
That 22 was scaring me, man. That 22 was scaring me, and it hit in a big way.
You know what, too? I'm actually too. If I show you this, man, you might even recognize who I really am. So I've been like rocking with the Lions for a long time, man. Like the Lions, like when I like, well, like not really rock with them. Let me not say that, but so basically my family's from Michigan. And they always be sending me like dope shit from you know, like Lions like gear and shit. And like basically I always like tell people, I'm like, man, like I'm just wearing this because I like it, man. They be thinking I'm like a diehard. But this year I got like on that like that bandwagon, man. I was like, man, I know Zach saying Chiefs or whatever he was saying, but no, I was like, it's gonna be the Lions. And then when they lost to the Broncos that last week, because they rested everybody, and then Andy Reid was sitting on 60 wins, or 60 losses.
That was the other scare because we know Philadelphia's big was 61.
61.
So I told you guys for 2 straight weeks,
yeah,
you got to hedge. You got to hedge.
Yeah, I was like, I just was like, man, nah, I was like, I'm gonna go in on it. And then I was even talking shit to people. I was like, man, you want to fucking throw 100 on this shit? Like, I was like, my man Zach said this shit was gonna happen, man. So, you know, I kind of just rode with the initial thought, like you always say, man. But like I said, I'm not salty about it, man, because like I got money. I'm not worried about fucking money right now, man. And like I say, I believe in myself so much that I'm gonna have whatever the hell I need in this life, man. You know, I'll be manifesting big shit, you know what I mean, as far as money goes. But like for me, it's funny because whenever I saw that the Lions had the chance to, like, if they got in that Super Bowl with them, man, that they could have gave Andy Reid his 61st loss, and Detroit Lions equals 61. Like, I was telling people about that shit, man. But it actually went over my head that I had forgot that Philadelphia equaled 61, man. Like, that's another thing that I probably should have been a little more focused.
For 2 straight weeks. 4 big reasons you got to hedge.
Mm-hmm. Well, by that point,
I appreciate it, Chris. I got to wrap this thing up, though, man. But thank you.
No, totally, man. I totally understand, man. I'm just gonna say, just keep doing what you do, man, and just, you know what I'm saying, just keep sitting them down, man. You know, because I love hearing that somebody was scared to debate, man. I love hearing that because it makes me feel like we're doing the right thing, man. Especially these people that like have these big mouths that want to fucking, you know, they want to talk and they want to chop it up and act like they know what's going on. They don't know what's going on, man. Like, you've already laid down the foundation for everybody, like you said, man. Like, you give people like both sides of the coin. You know, you're giving information. You know, like, I feel like it's even entertainment too. Like some of the videos that you post, man. Like, it's really entertaining, like hearing you go on like a rant and telling people how real this stuff is, man. Because, like, you know what I mean? Like, people need to hear like the perspective of, like, you know, like, like, we need to fucking realize what time it is. You know, like people don't know what time it is, man. And I feel like if they tuned in and heard you say some stuff as real as you say it, man, and as like unfiltered as you say it, you're gonna, like, you know what I mean, reach the right people, man. Somebody's gonna like resonate with one of the rants, and they're gonna realize that you were right at the end of the day. Everybody's gonna realize you were right when shit hits the fan. And thank you for the preparation, for getting me ready, for potentially even possibly saving my life, because I would have gotten into a record deal or whatever I would have done if I didn't find this community. I would have done it the way everybody else does it. You know what I mean? And probably wouldn't even have a life right now. So I want to almost even say thank you to you, Like, thank you to Larry Johnson. You know, I don't know if would consider him a troll or whatever. You know, I know he kind of doesn't come on no more, or he only came on once. But like you, Larry Johnson, One Infinite Consciousness, Jonathan, man, I felt like y'all are the reason I'm still alive. I'm still here, man. You know what I mean? Like, if I had followed, you know what I'm saying, what I was thinking about doing, you know what I mean, I probably wouldn't be alive, because these rappers, man, they're getting sacrificed. These rappers are getting manipulated. And, you know, I'm just happy that I can be here on this world alive and be myself, man. So thank you so much. I salute you, man. Thank you so much for having me on.
All right, keep on keeping on, man. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
What's up, Green Kid?
Well, I mean, I was expecting a debate, but I mean,
yeah, sorry. I was expecting a debate too. He said he was down to do it, and then he acts like he wasn't, which is very annoying.
Yeah, I feel like what they're doing is they're just trying to give you the runaround, dude. Like, I feel like that they're like you said, the government has a black budget, and that could be, you know, something that is being funded. Just people that
look, man, Google, all these big tech companies are the government. Like, who really is like just throwing? I mean, you guys look at the way he hops on the show, right? Plays his dumb skit, says a whole bunch of shit. There's already $150 that have rolled in 5 minutes. I mean, really? It's just it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that this little tiny channel with hardly any subs is getting funded like this. He's just started the show and he's already made good money. I mean, most of them are having to slave all day to make 150. He hasn't done anything, and he's already made $150 for the day.
Yeah, I mean, how is it possible that? Because I don't watch any of these channels, but when I paid attention to the debate yesterday, I was like, what is going on here? Like, and then you would see people that were just like in the background, and what's crazy is that the majority of the people were his camp. They were his camp. So it's just like, it seems like that's kind of odd. Like, why is it that the link wasn't dropped at the beginning? I kept asking for the link. There was no link. I'm like, man, dude, I want to get at these guys. I want to make, because it's so easy to clown these guys. It's and then even that Jim Bob, whatever. I hated the fact that somebody came on. I think it was a colored female. She came on and he said something about go look for your father. Like, dude, you're right away. That there's no other way you can interpret it other than racism, bro. Like, how can you?
He's a horribly racist guy. I mean, if you watch his show, he's horribly racist. Yeah.
Yeah, that really pissed me off.
And you know what? So is CT. CT's like the real life Clayton Bigsby most of the time. And these people are very well funded, and they get to keep their stuff up. It's like in a CT broadcast, the N-word's probably said 1,000 times, but it stays up. Jay with Open Eyes, he responded to Cuts. Cuts did an hour-long video calling Jay the N-word about 1 million times. Wow. Jay does a short response, just playing a clip of about 30 seconds of him going off on this tirade for no reason. And then Jay gets suspended for a week. And Cuts' video is still up to this day. It's like, you see how it's a two-way. And I'll remind you guys, where Cuts linked up with me when I went down to the Bay Area was at the YouTube headquarters. Mm-hmm. Again, there's people on this platform who get to play by a different set of rules and seem to be part of some kind of, I don't know, division apparatus, some misinformation apparatus. I don't know what else to call it.
You know what I think it is that the government probably has like an index of who's on Cialis, and they go after those people, and they probably, I don't know, target them.
Is Cialis the penis medication? Is that what
erectile dysfunction?
That's blackmail. Yeah, okay. Dude, isn't it crazy how there's so many different like Viagra things now? Just regular TV, it comes on all the time. You're like watching the game and they're advertising. It's like, God, how many people have erectile dysfunction? What the hell?
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, as long as I got wood in the morning, I know it's working. So, but anyways, I was okay. So check this out. So I was looking at the Super Bowl this year, right? It's 60. Did you know that Six Flags Magic Mountain Corporation owns Great America?
Is that another theme park?
Yeah. Great America is a theme park that is at Levi Stadium.
Oh, okay. Where the Super Bowl is going to be this upcoming year.
And then the age that Mike Shanahan, I believe, won his first Super Bowl as a head coach, he was 45. And Kyle Shanahan is 45 right now.
to remember when his birthday is.
I don't
Okay.
remember. And then also, the 49ers, since I think it was when the whole flag thing was going on, they had a quest for 6. That was something that was established. I was looking into like certain. I don't know where I left my notebook though. But I typed that in. I started researching a little bit about Santa Clara, the history. And I see the year that the Broncos won the Super Bowl at the Levi Stadium. That preseason, the 49ers had a preseason game. There was a man that died 50. I think he was 50 years old, and he was wearing a gold jersey. The Super Bowl that year was the Golden Super Bowl, right? It was the year that the Broncos beat the Panthers, right?
That's right. Yep.
Yeah. So that same season, the preseason, the Broncos just absolutely demolished the 49ers. I mean, the Broncos demolished the Panthers, but more noteworthy than that, I think I had already mentioned this though, but there was a man that was about to retire that was working on that stadium, and he died at that stadium. He died at that stadium, and it just triggered in my mind the fact that the people that were building the Las Vegas stadium, they buried a Kansas City flag. Yeah, it was a flag at the bottom, or was it a jersey? I don't know. At the bottom of the stadium, and they just so happened to win the Super Bowl at that Las Vegas stadium against the 49ers.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, that's just, I don't know. I was just looking ahead, see what I could see. But that's all I had, man. I like what you do. I hated that you were put through what you were put through, that I guess quote unquote debate. I was really mad because I wanted to put those people in their place, dude. They don't really, I guess they don't really realize that they're absolute morons. And I just felt like it was at that time, it was my calling to let them know you're a fucking idiot. Excuse my French.
Sure. I knew Jim Bob was a piece of work, but I thought he would come with something a little bit more than just baseless insults, and it was disappointing. But I honestly did go into that hoping I would catch the attention of his buddy, who did jump on the stream and has now challenged me to a debate and has tentatively agreed to a debate on Monday. But he said maybe something came up in his schedule,
Yeah,
so I hope he's not flaking all the way out.
I was
We might
there.
have to
He did
reschedule,
say
but
that.
I'm still waiting for confirmation on if it's going to be this Monday or another date, or if for some reason he doesn't want to debate. So we'll see what happens.
No moderator. That was useless.
Yeah.
I thought it was. I don't
Well,
know.
it seemed like the real purpose was so that when they open up the panel, that she can flood it with the side. Because see, she's a friend of Jim Bob's, and also the other guy I'm going to be debating, and somehow Destiny's in that network. They're a connected group, and they're all very well funded.
She's with Destiny as well, huh? Okay. All right.
Yeah, notice in her intro, she plays like the people that are in their crew. She had a little clip of all those people.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, I just didn't know they were connected. I thought they were just advocating for her usefulness, which
they're the debate people online. Jim Bob's debating people every day, and normally he tries to have an argument for his position. He didn't really come with anything, just talking nothing but nonsense.
Yeah, I seen the video you had played about him. I guess contemplating whether he was going to debate you. You showed it, and I was like, okay, well, I guess he's gonna be a good listener, and it was a complete opposite, man. I was like, holy shit, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, it seemed like it was video games and shit. Like that's all you get. Like people with pent up aggression that just fucking spew obscenities and moronicism. Like I don't know.
That's what I hate about the internet, right? It's like a place for people to act like tough guys that aren't. And,
yeah. Yeah.
You know, him and CT are both that way, and they would never go out on the street and say the things they say online. And anybody can look at me and say, well, Zach does go out on the street and says exactly what he says online. I don't do anything different on here than I do in person. So
I mean, maybe in the past you would have seen that. Like I've worked at plenty of places where like the male testosterone is just, you know, you clash with people, especially if they've been to prison and whatnot. But I talked to one of the foremen and he told me like, yeah, man, back then this would not be happening. We would we would have fixed this right away. And I was like, well, what do you mean? And he was like, well, I mean, if people had a problem, just like, all right, well, on our lunch, we're going to go toe to toe on the grass. And then after that, the issue was resolved. But now with the modern day of having cameras on people's phones, they're not so brave anymore. They don't want to get made a fool out of. And that's sad. I mean, I feel like we need to have that type of conflict, not necessarily kill each other to blows, but so you get put in your place, like, hey, you're not as bad as you think you are.
Well, and that's what I was saying the other day is that, in the time I grew up, you could get in a fight and put somebody in their place. There might be a little bit of trouble, but you weren't going to have to worry about jail time or major legal fines. Just the world has protected the loudmouth losers. And it's unfortunate. So
participation trophies are the detriment to society.
Yeah.
All right, man. Keep it up, and I appreciate everything you do.
All right, Green Kid.
Take it easy.
All right. The only other person in the back room right now says that they're just in here for audio. They don't want to hop on. So if we don't have anybody else hopping on, sorry, the title of this stream ended up being misleading. It wasn't intended to be. I did have a guy who wanted to come on and debate. And then for whatever reason, he decided not to and pretended like he never agreed to it, which was a total joke. So I am tempted to go back and rewind their stream and just audio clip exactly what happened. And so you guys can see that, yeah, he did agree. And he said he'd be right over. And then who knows what happened in those 5 minutes where he changed his mind. So disappointing. But yeah, I am looking forward to the debate with old Andrew. And he better not be wiggling his way out. Because again, he gave me the list of debates or dates and times that he could debate. And I said, that one right there next Monday is just right. And I was like, well, I'm not sure. There could be a conflict. Dude, you gave me the times. I agreed to your times. This guy that just goes from panel to panel on YouTube and blames everything on small hats and says that, the whole Jesuit thing is nonsense. That's what we were going to debate about. Who had a better argument? Because again, I'd say his argument is very popular. He's subscribed to a very popular argument. A lot of people online that blame everything on small hats. And on that stream, there was a guy who came on there and blamed everything on Zionists. And then I checked him on Sunday. He said, well, you're right. That's true. The Zionists didn't even agree back then. But yeah, the church. I said, yeah. I said, and then so I was like, look how easy that was to make that guy turn on his whole message. It means circle. That word means circle. For the guy who asked that question, what does K-I-K-E mean? It means circle. Look into how that nickname came about. Thank you, Skate Life. Appreciate that. All right, I don't see anybody else hopping on. I'll drop the link one more time. If we don't have anybody else hopping on, we'll wrap it up. I'll have to retitle this video. Have to be a guy who challenges debate, doesn't show up, and then says he never was going to, in a blatant lie and reversal. And yeah, thank you for your comment, Run Your Pockets. Let the guy come on and run his mouth and then leave some. Yeah, anyway, exactly. What Run Your Pockets said is very factual. Sound Mental said, if the NBA was real, Luka would like his first 3 games with the Lakers. He's been terrible. Yeah, again, I mean, way too slow to be on a stage with the world's best athletes. It can only exist in a scripted NBA, which is what it is. Nothing but actors. NBA. Pigos Trading Desk said, thank you, sir. Look up Copper Kings. Copper Kings. I'll have to look it up. News to me. I've never looked up the Copper Kings. The company dominated Butte for the next 74 years. Well, that tells me something right there about the Copper Kings, that old 74. You're just cherry picking. Somebody asked about Cash Patel. Remember, born on the 56th day of the year, 56 field offices for the FBI. You know all about the 56. with the gang that really runs this nation, the Jesuits, Society of Jesus 56, like Washington, D.C. Darian Robertson with a big 10. Thank you, Darian. And another big 10 from Darian Robertson. Falling before your neighbor stole from you. You've been around for a long time then. Thank you. Thank you. That was, man, that was 24. Yeah, that was 2014. November 15th, 2014. That was the day my neighbor wrecked my house, all because I helped him out. Had I not helped him out, it would have been a different story. And then the other lesson that came out of that is if the police ever come and ask you anything, don't say a single word to them. End up getting arrested over that. Literally, the victim of the crime ends up getting arrested. And had I just said nothing to the police, there would have been no arrest. And the reason I even talked to him was because I didn't think there was any chance that I was going to get arrested. It's like, are you kidding me? He's robbing my house and harassing me, and I'm the one getting arrested? God. Yeah. Because when I talked to the lawyer, like, yeah, had he just said nothing, they wouldn't have been able to do anything. I said, yeah, I didn't think in my wildest dreams they were going to arrest me for that. So, yeah, never talk to the cops. Listen, cops are not here to help us. You get your house robbed, they're going to be asking you questions to see if they can get you in even more trouble. Do not talk to police ever. Don't say a single word to those people. They pull you over, yeah, just go along. Here, give me your papers. Don't even say anything. Nod your head. No, cops, don't talk to them. Yeah, it's just it's a joke, man. This nation's a joke. Yeah, they're always trying to build a case against you. Come over, they know you're the victim. They're just trying to see if they can build another legal case, rack up some more legal fees for Big Brother. That's what they are. They're glorified tax collectors, enforcers of the BS laws that the BS politicians make. Yeah. Yeah, there's no reason to ever say anything to a cop. You don't have to talk to them. You don't have to answer their questions. You just got to do this. Had I just done that when they came over to talk to me, they wouldn't have been able to do a single thing. And again, the only reason I said anything to them was because I thought there was no way they were going to arrest me on my own property based on the fact that my neighbor was harassing me. And all I told him was to leave me alone. I got arrested for telling a guy to leave me alone. And sure, I said it in the not nicest way. I told him to F off and leave me alone, but within my own rights, absolutely, as far as I'm concerned. And the only reason I got arrested is because that clown, after I asked him to bring back what he hadn't already spent from what he stole, he went and filed a restraining order, which some crooked judge upheld. So I remember she looked like Medusa, hadn't even combed her hair. And I went into court calmly. I remember when I got served with the papers, I told the police officers, I said, are you serious? He can file a restraining order against me? I said, look, you see that brand new truck in his car? I said, he just bought that with the money he stole from my house. They're like, listen, just go to court and just tell him what happened. Everything should be good. So I went to court with that understanding. It was my turn to speak. I said, well, listen, my neighbor's unemployed. He needed some help. I loaned him some money. He got all excited. He asked, do you keep cash in your house? I said, well, I keep a little rainy day fund. A couple days later, I come home after I was gone overnight. The house is broken into. He skipped town. He's lived across the street from my house for almost 2 years. He's never left town once, but comes back into town with a brand new truck. Here was a guy who had no money, needed a loan from me. When he came back into town, I said, I didn't threaten him. I just said, hey, whatever you didn't spend from what you stole, could I have it back? And that was it. And after hearing that, she goes, well, I'm going to uphold the restraining order. And based on that, which was annoying too, I was no longer allowed to own guns because I now have a restraining order from my neighbor across the street. So by Washington state law, now I lost my Second Amendment privilege. It's like, look at this. Help out the neighbor. Get robbed. He files the restraining order. It's like, in hindsight, if I could do it all over, I just would have took him out, buried him in the dirt out in the woods, and, and just taken back what was mine and probably gotten away with it, And honestly, that probably would have been the smarter move than all the ways I went about it. For anyone out there is like, well, that's immoral. According to your false religion? The way I'd see it is one less piece of shit's breathing. He's probably how many other people's he's stolen from since he did me? And that was the thing. I thought he was married to the woman that was across the street, and she kicked him out for a little bit after it happened, but then she brought him back. And when she kicked him out, she came over and she said, Zach, now I know what happened. happened to all my jewelry. She said, right after I started dating him, all my jewelry disappeared from my house. I thought, that wasn't a sign right there. You bring the guy in your house and all your jewelry disappears. You didn't figure out who stole it. But then like a month later, she brings him back. And I was like, what? Like, well, you're bringing it back? This guy must also be packing. Oh, but yeah, man, it's just, yeah, live and learn. But again, that was the worst experience of my life. And major life-changing experience too. I lost a lot in that. Again. So, but no, I mean, seriously, I'm not being facetious. I mean, if I could go back, I think that's how I would have gone about it. I would have just taken that dude out, buried his ass in the woods, and taken back everything that wasn't spent. And her and I would have worked out agreement because she realized in that moment what he was about. But then somehow, some way, they got back together. Now I know they're broken up again now because my other neighbors I still talk to, and she said she finally threw him out for good a while back. But who knows what else he had to steal before it happened. And again, that's why religion's bullshit too. This whole "thou shalt not kill" to me, I call bullshit on that. I'd say that's one of the most fundamental things the authorities did to all these religious-minded people is they took away one of their most important capabilities. I think the ability to kill is actually essential in this world. You see how bad people can be? Why do you think there's so many evil people that walk the streets? You know, like I say, in the Wild West time, it was a dangerous time to live. But at the same time, you're a bad person. You're doing bad stuff to people. You're going to get taken care of. Somebody's going to put your ass in the dirt. You know, it's going to happen. And yeah, sure, in the Wild West, you might have been the good person and got put in the dirt by a bad person too. But that's why you should be a capable human being. You should take care of your body. Make sure yourself as capable in as many ways as you possibly should. Dedicating your time to being able to defend yourself. Having the means to defend yourself. You know? No, I would have much rather have lived in the Wild West, as much more dangerous as it would have been. It would be a time to actually be a man rather than a slave at the mercy of the very unjust state. And yeah, in the Wild West, my neighbor, I mean, I wouldn't come over there asking for my stuff. I would have just been waiting for him to come back in town with the 3.5-inch shells so I could blow his head off. And again, it would have been totally justified. I just helped you out. And you come back and rob my house and go buy the same. See that, you guys, when I got that truck at the time, man, he came over. He's like, man, I love this truck. He's like, can you give me a ride in this truck? I drove him around and he's like, man, this is a great truck. That's what was so unbelievable about that guy. He went out and bought the exact same truck, make, model, color, year, everything. He went out and got the exact same truck. It's like, dude, I mean, you deserve to be with the worms. And again, for everyone who's like, Zach, what you're saying is wrong. No, I don't think what I'm saying is wrong. I think what I'm saying is 1,000% correct. Again, I don't want to kill people and be a killer, but I think there is a time and a place to put people like that in the dirt. And I think there's a lot of people again, look at our whole government. You don't think that they belong to be with the worms? You don't think there should be a revolution and people just stampeding this corrupt government that uses our taxpayers to bomb and kill innocent people? I'll ask you to think about that as the closing thought. Your money is being used to blow up little brown children in Gaza and other places in the world. The bombing campaign we just did on Somalia after the Black Hawk Down ritual that killed God knows how many people really. This is the kind of stuff your taxpayer money is being spent with. And you think you're not allowed to do anything about it because you got some religious text that said, thou shalt not kill. Well, I guess it should also say, or it does say, give Caesar what's his and let Caesar do, what Caesar must. To me, that's a bunch of bullshit. People should be using their God-given abilities and their God-given minds to do sensible things. And nobody wants to kill anybody or be a killer. But again, there's a time and a place for everything. And for all you guys who think you live in some great nation with all this freedom, did it not come about from killing in a lot of different ways? First, a genocide of the people who were already here. And then second of all, how many people have we been at war with? Just killing all over the world so that we can have all this wealth and be the currency that all of the other world currencies are pegged to, which benefits everyone who's here. Essentially, this country exists on a lot of warfare. And essentially warfare is killing. So, Yeah, it's just I'd say in the time that this nation's existed, there just hasn't been any really righteous and justified killing. And again, I think it's well overdue. I do need to hop off, but the voice just hopped on. I got to let the voice on first, and then we'll wrap this thing up. What's up, the voice?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing all right. How are you? What do you think about what I'm saying right now?
Oh man, overall, man, like, look, look, it's like this. Humanity is, honestly, everything's just like, I'm gonna be honest, it's hard to really have a conversation with regular people because they just don't see what the hell is coming down the pipe. And I was looking like just going along with what you're talking about and just looking at how people scoff at things that are literally happening right before their eyes, and they're really telegraphing what they literally telegraphing what they're going to do right before they do it. And it was kind of frustrating watching that little interesting interview, or not interview, but debate that you had with on that platform, and seeing how how dismissive this guy was towards your work. And it's just like, to anybody with any kind of sense, they could look at what you're bringing out and looking at what's going on, that it's like ABC 1, 2, 3, honestly.
Yeah, he's never been he's always been a disingenuous person. And again, he began by making fun of my work a few years ago, and then finally somehow, some way, he wanted to have this debate. But if you were watching the stream, he kept doing the green Power Ranger graphic. If you noticed that, I don't know if you did notice that, but he kept having that.
Yeah.
On his screen. It's because
Yeah.
years ago, the Green Power Ranger died at a young age by the numbers, and I did a video, and he made a video just talking about how stupid that was with his panel. Like, who cares? And I thought, how can you be a Christian guy talking about who cares if people in entertainment are being murdered? I mean, that seems like something that you shouldn't care about. It's evil.
Well, that's ignorant as hell, because I did a video on it because I saw some shit myself, of what happened to JDF, you know what I'm saying? And you're making mockery of that shit. That's just not funny. You don't know if that you don't know if that man died, and they said, listen, if you don't die, we're going to take one of your 2 daughters that you have. That's the shit that they do, man. It's just not funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, and all throughout the stream, this dude's burping, doing all kinds of weird shit. I'm like, bro, there's no way I could. You have a lot of patience, man. There's no way I could be up on that platform with that dude. And no disrespect to the lady that allowed you guys to be on the platform to debate, but I don't think she moderated that thing as well.
She's friends with him, so, and that's why she controls on the panel too, and kept our people who want to get on there in the back room. So I mean, it's a totally biased situation, but
yeah. Well, overall, not to take up too much of your time, but I was watching earlier. Got to have an interview, so since you were on, I just wanted to get my 2 cents. I was like, man, look. It's just really, when you look at, the way people's mindsets are, especially with this Trump sensation and everything, I'm going to be honest. I didn't, when you said that Trump was the worst president, I'm going to be honest. I thought that you were Trump. I thought that maybe it was kind of far-fetched to say that because there's been so many evil presidents. But I'm going to be honest, man, like, the man is a felon. And the man is doing a lot of things, man, that I don't think I've never seen anybody do. And the funny thing is that the people that like him and like this demonic ass individual, Elon Musk, like, you can't see what the fuck they're doing right now. They're about to crash his dollar. They're about to do all these things to fuck up the economy. He literally lied and went back on majority of the things that he said that are pertinent. And you trying to put fucking people in Gaza and shit. Like, bro, this is about this. How are you going to do anything when you have a country that's $36 trillion in debt, ironically enough, 36 and whatnot. And you're doing all these things, and people just don't see it. And so my whole thing is, man, honestly, the elites, they're wicked as hell, but they are right about one thing. There are a lot of useless leaders out here, man. People that think this shit is funny and they like to scoff. Hey, man, they got what's coming to them, man. That's just how I feel.
And just to make another point too about Jim Bob, let's say Jim Bob is debating you and you're taking on the same position I am, and you're actually in person, Jim Bob's going to be carrying himself a whole lot different way. He's not going to be running his mouth. For those of you guys who don't know who I'm talking to, he's a very this man would make a great bodyguard, and he's a boxer. He'd knock Jim Bob's head off. So that's the thing about the internet too, just the way people will act and conduct themselves online. And I hate that. It's just like, it's so cowardly to act just like a way different person online than you would conduct yourself in person. And again, there's a lot of people that do that behind the productivity of the internet, because they know that they can't be touched through the screen.
Yeah, people go. You know what? I like to use the term provocationists, because that's what they are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're very you know, they have provocative way. You know, they have you know, they like to provoke people, right? And they like to talk a lot of shit on the internet. Now, when I was younger, yeah, I would tell somebody, you know what, you talk all this shit, let's pull up. But every time I do this, none of these people ever pull up to the location, or they never want to actually meet up. And my thing is, okay, you know what, it is what it is. You know, this is a safe space for trolls, weirdos, and idiots, and people with a low IQ, right? You know, to run their mouth and to spill nonsense. And, you know, so something that you were saying earlier is that and it's just in everything, right? Not just in the truth, but in truth community, of course, but just in life in general. Anybody that brings a certain platform, they could be idiots, right? But they can get all the followers to follow them. But when it's somebody that's giving you out pertinent information, or giving out some helpful or educational or edifying information of any sort, right? Especially understanding what's going on in this world, people don't flock to that. People actually, people actually scoff at those type of people. And that's just that, and that tells you the intelligence level of this world that we live in. It's been like this, but it's getting worse, since the last decade. So, that's just the conclusion I come up with these particular people, man.
Yeah, you're 100% correct. And again, I guess part of the reason I suppose you and I and other people like us do this is we want to see people elevate their position, but we find it to be quite the challenge. So,
and I see why certain people have stopped doing it, because, I mean, what are you going to get? You're going to get backlash, and when something fucked up happens to a certain individual, it's like, hey, we're glad he's gone. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, I mean, I can't stop, because look, man, like, these people they're going to continue to do what they do. They're going to continue to put out what they're going to do, because they know that they've spent trillions of dollars to dumb down the American population, and people in the world in general, but especially over here in America. So, they're still at work, and I'm still breathing. I still got to do what I got to do now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, I appreciate you coming on. I do got to wrap this thing up, but I'll leave your voice. Thank you.
Yeah, likewise, man. Take it easy.
All right, yeah, you take care. All right, Elohim wants to hop on real quick too. Elohim, I got to start the live stream in a few minutes, which I'm also getting set up in the background. But what's up, man?
Nah, I just want to. Hold on, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, have you ever got a chance to watch that one video I sent you on? It was like a 6-7 hour video about that.
The woman talking about the Jesuits without naming them.
No, not that, but the other one with the ex-Freemason.
I don't think I saw that one. Why don't you send it to me again?
Yeah, he had he talked about the guy stones on there and just a bunch of shit. But no problem. I'll let you send it.
Yeah, I missed that email. Sorry, but yeah, I'll check it out if you send it to me.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, Elohim.
Yep.
All right, guys, I do got to wrap it up because the Patreon live stream starts now. And like clockwork, man, football season ends and people just fall off, man. People just fall off supporting the work, can't support it through. I mean, you guys, if you just support it through the off season, it's hardly any cost. Don't you get a great value in the season? I hate how people just fall off like that in football seasons. They only come around for football season. You guys know that we've been doing great, like practically every day since the football season ended. I mean, you guys again, football has become one of the more challenging sports. Be better off sticking around for the rest of the year. Anyway, yeah, Patreon live stream does start soon, and thank you, Eloy. I saw you just hopped on. You're already out there with the generous dollar. Appreciate it, Eloy. So again, thank you, Sound Mental. Thank you, Pigos Trading Desk. Thank you, Darian Robertson ×2. And thank you, Eloy Garcia. And again, if you guys got here late, there was supposed to be a debate. It was agreed to. He was ready to do it right then. And then he just decided not to, which was very disappointing. So, but yeah, hopefully the Andrew Wilson debate will happen on Monday night or sometime shortly after. I'm still waiting for the confirmation. And maybe I'll do a follow-up email to see if we've figured it out. Or maybe somebody got in Andrew Wilson's ear and said, listen, this isn't going to be like debating Gary the numbers goon. You know, he's low IQ. Going to be a different story with Zach. Might get your ass handed to you. Because that is what's going to happen. He's going to have to reject what his own teachings say in Revelation 13. He's going to have to reject those teachings to think he's going to win the debate as a Christian male. That's where he's going to be arguing from a Christian standpoint. He doesn't have the wisdom to calculate the number of the beast. We've been putting it out for a long time online, and people like him are slow on the come up, which is quite sad. This is the knowledge every Christian should be seeking. And then again, so many of you Christians, you don't even know the meaning of your own spirituality. You think what I'm doing is evil when, in fact, it's wisdom to see through the evil. That's how backwards your mind is. So we'll leave it there for now. And until next time, Truth Seeker.